Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jack. We are down here at the Club Indoor Golf Centre, the finest golf centre in all of Burnska. In today's video, as you probably tell from the title and the thumbnail, we are looking at the 2026 drivers, the drivers that will be coming out next season. We're going to have a bit of a deep dive, I'm going to talk to you about some features, going to tell you what to expect when it comes to the driver range next year. So the three drivers in question are the TaylorMade Qi4D, the Callaway Quantum, which has been heavily rumoured. We haven't had much information about the Callaway Quantum, but I'll try my best to do a bit of digging for you and relate that to you. And the brand new Ping G440K, which is coming out next year. So that's what's rumoured. Let's dive in. Right, first one, probably the driver with the most information out of all of these. It's the TaylorMade Qi4D. We have seen it quite heavily performing very well on the DP World Tour. We've seen McIlroy losing a playoff to Matt Fitzpatrick at the DP World Championships. And we've also seen Tommy Fleetwood losing a playoff the week before in Abu Dhabi to Aaron Rai. It has appeared already on the USGA conforming list. This is quite old news, to be fair, because we have seen it on tour since. It does mean that the launch is close, though. We've seen multiple heads in the line. We've got the Qi4D Standard, which I think will replace the Qi35 Core. We've got the Qi4D LS, the low spinning version, and we've also got the Qi4D Max, which is more of a forgiveness focused driver. Obviously, I'm going to pull some images up on the screen. We're going to talk about these drivers now. So early images and breakdowns show weight ports in both the front and the back of the head, offering different ways to dial in those launch and spin numbers. On paper, the two back weights look quite close together, with some people already saying that this might limit the amount of movement in CG. But fitters who've tried early samples are reporting they can feel meaningful differences in ball flight and spin. So even though it looks quite unassuming, there is some maneuverability in there. Visually, the Qi4D looks sleeker and darker compared to the Qi line, and the head shape looks slightly more compact, especially in the LS version. From a fitting and a coaching perspective, it's looking promising. I have a bit of a theory that I share with Dan on the Kickpoint podcast. So shout out to the guys on the Kickpoint podcast. It seems as though TaylorMade make an incredible driver every 2 years, and the ones in between are a little bit suspect. So you'll notice guys like Rory, Scotty, I think still playing until the Qi4D was rolled out to them. Qi10s. Qi35 was a little bit of a miss. Qi4D looks like it's going to be a success. You can even roll that back to previous years. So we noticed M1, M2, great success. M3 and M4, bit of a miss. So Dan, I do think you're onto something there. If you're someone that struggles with the high spin, the LS version could be the version for you. I think if you are someone that has a little bit too much curvature towards the right, the Qi4D Max could be the driver for you, as it has a little bit more draw bias historically in these kind of clubs. Very much looking forward to testing these drivers. We've got GC3, we've got a Garmin R50. I'll be putting it to the test as soon as I can get my hands on it, so stay tuned for those videos. Next up, the slightly more elusive Callaway Quantum. So there's not much information about this driver online. However, I've tried compiling as much as I can, so let's go for it. This is one that is getting the golf forums buzzing. You would have noticed a lot on My Golf Spy forums, all those kind of websites. This looks like the next generation of driver following the 2025 Elite models. Early talk suggests that Callaway is making a big move in design and construction. So this could be I don't know about a groundbreaking one, because obviously we are restricted to ball speeds, and we're getting to the point where I think we're finding 10,000 MOI is the number at which maybe you go past that, you start creating excessive spin. So I think we are really pushing the boundaries with drivers. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they're doing with the Callaway Quantum, as they are claiming it is a bit of a leap forward in design and construction. So Quantum is going to be the new name for Callaway's 26 driver line. Advanced engineering is what they're already claiming. So there is a lot of talk about a completely new face material. I don't know if they're going away from the AI face technology, which has been successful in Elite and AI Smoke. From testing, I know that the Callaway Elite drivers, especially the Triple Diamond, performed incredibly well in My Golf Spy testing last year and actually won the Gold Award. Two-piece head construction, so you got to imagine there's some carbon infused with some metal in there and some pretty bold redesign choices. Performance focus mentions of models like the Quantum Triple Diamond Max suggest Callaway will be continuing to offer player-focused heads alongside more forgiving options. This is something that is available to the public currently, but in very limited numbers. So the Callaway Triple Diamond was the driver, like I said, that won my Golf Spies Gold Award last year, but they do a Triple Diamond Max version, almost similar to on tour with TaylorMade. They do a QI, I think it's either the Core head or the LS. I'm not 100% sure on this, but it's the dot version. So it's somewhere in between the Core and the LS. That is what the Triple Diamond Max represents in Callaway's range. Community reaction, even without full tech details, people are excited. It's been discussed heavily in online equipment circles, with a lot of players hoping this is Callaway's next big step forward in ball speed and feel. For me, the drivers of the last couple of years that have seen the biggest ball speed improvements have been the Titleist GT range. It'd be interesting if this new Callaway Quantum can get close to what numbers the GT2 or GT3 produce, if not beaten. Like I said, we don't have final visuals. We do have final visuals. I've been putting videos. I've been putting a bit of B-roll on this video so you can see it. We ain't got final specs yet. Obviously, once this lands in the center, same as the TaylorMade driver, we'll be testing it and we'll be seeing how it stacks up to the others. Last but not least, we've got the Ping G440K. So it's been spotted on the conforming list, same as TaylorMade. I do believe the Callaway Quantum's been on the conforming list as well. Ping's leaning into forgiveness in a big way here, but surprisingly, it's coming in a flexible package. Pause. You'll be able to get this head in as low a loft as 7.5 degrees, which is unusual for a max forgiveness driver. The reason I think they're doing this, from what I can gather with the Ping G440K, is that, again, they have made a forward leap when it comes to expanding that MOI and making it as high as possible. MOI numbers I couldn't tell you for definite. I will presume that due to the rejigging of weighting in this driver, it could be in excess of 10,000 now. One thing that I noticed with the G430 10K and the G440 Max was that they got to a point, due to the MOI being so high and the CG being so far back in the head, it's not the longest driver in the world. You are sacrificing a little bit of distance due to it being a little bit high spinning in its nature. So I think it's then smart to offer something that is as relatively high spinning as what I think the Ping G440K will be in a lower loft in order to reduce those spins. We could maybe go as low as 7.5 degrees to bring that spin down, but see the forgiveness in what we've been seeing in 10Ks and G440s. One of the standout talking points is the dual carbon fly design, which is an evolution of Ping's carbon weighting philosophy, aiming to save weight and push stability even higher. So you'll notice on the images, it is very more carbon laden, this driver now. I think they've gone away from some of the metals that they've used in this driver, and they're using a little bit more carbon to save a little bit of weight, to rejig that center of mass in the driver. It seems as though this driver is for golfers who want a ton of forgiveness but need to bring that spin down without moving into a smaller tour style head. So typically when you go to a driver such as the GT4, let's think about drivers like Elite Triple Diamond to a certain extent, even though that is incredibly forgiving for a low spinning driver. You do have to move into that style of head, a little bit lower, CG further forward, in order to get those fast ball speeds and get those low spins. But this could be a forgiving, lower spinning driver. So I'm very excited to test this one. Very excited to see how this one plays out. I think Ping are desperately trying to find the blend of performance and distance and ball speeds without sacrificing forgiveness. Keep your eye on this one. This could be a good one for 2026. So that's the early look. 3 new drivers, 3 different philosophies. TaylorMade, I think, are maybe going for incremental refinement, lots of adjustability as ever in the TaylorMade range. Callaway are stating that there's a major design leap with new technology coming, and Ping are pushing for further forgiveness without sacrificing performance. As always, what matters most isn't the marketing, it's in the numbers. So we will know whether the claims of all these manufacturers are correct or if it's a load of horseradish when these drivers come out. So we've got to be looking for the correct launches, spins, ball speeds, dispersions, and matching up your tendencies to what these drivers are bringing. So let's say you are someone that curves the ball to the right, going for a more draw bias driver like the Qi4D Max could be a good idea. It's not outside the ranges of possibility that we will be getting these drivers in for fitting next year. So if you are interested in that, let us know. We've got emails and links in the description below. Like I said earlier, we've got GC3's Garmin R50 now, new launch monitor. I think I'm going to do a review on that, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That could be coming soon. Simulator practice, coaching, all that kind of stuff down here at the Club Indoor Golf Centre. So like I said, links in the description below. And that is pretty much it from me today. So thank you for watching this first look at the 2026 driver range. Be sure to do the usuals of hitting the like, share and subscribe buttons. It means a lot to us. Big thank you for all of the love on the most recent lab Temu versus legit test that we did. That video was done absolutely fantastically. So big thank you from me on that. Drop me a comment in the section below. Which of these drivers are you most looking forward to testing? Which has caught your eye the most? I'd be very interested to hear it. For me, I think with the claims of what Ping are saying, and with me already having the Ping G430 Max, I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on that one. Apart from that, swing easy, enjoy the process. We'll catch you in the next one. Plenty of content coming soon. Thank you ever so much for watching. See you in a bit.